Well, I didn't get very far. This is a pretty steep trail. I know that doesn't ever do justice, but it's going up pretty good. But right here, there's a really big rock, and there are 2 crosses. I have no idea why they're here. They don't say anything. That one looks like they jam rocks into that crevice to keep it standing. And this one, they piled rocks up also to keep it standing. That wire looks like it's been there for a minute. I have no idea why they're here. Well, that's that. All right, I'm gonna keep going. There's a trail intersection up here, and get to that intersection and then decide which way I'm gonna go. All right, so here's something I haven't showed you yet. I'll probably show you in lots of videos over the time, but we're going on a trail, especially a well-established one that's old. You're gonna find spots like this on a tree. So what that is a blaze, and should be a one on both sides. This one doesn't really have it. I'm sure we'll find another one. But what that is marking a trail. And so it should be on both sides of a tree every so often. And so when you're going down a trail, sometimes they get hard to follow, and you can use those blazes so you can find the trail. And then the other thing, like this trail is cut out, but you'll always see saw marks on the trees that fall over the trail, and so that is also a really good way to find a trail, especially an old one. So this tree fell over, obviously. That could be a blaze on it. We'll see if there's one on the other side. So there's one on the other side. So this tree was marked on both sides. That's an old one. And this tree is fallen down. So as you go down a trail, sometimes they're hard to find, and that's how you would get back on the track in case you couldn't find it. So I'll probably point that out many times, but they're all over the place. All right. Okay, so here is the intersection. So what the sign says is that way several miles is a lake, and it says that several miles that way is a lake. So looking, actually this way is shorter. This is not several miles, this is 1.5 miles. So looking at this is an old ditch, and what it looks like, looks like that way is going down. So they probably pulled water out of a creek or a lake down here. I assume hand dug this entire ditch, And for I don't know, they must have been using it for irrigation to get from one lake to another one, and then watering out of that lake, or just going to a somewhere they could drain it down the hill. I don't know. So we're gonna follow this. We're gonna go this direction, and then while I'm at it, right here is a perfect example of a blaze. A lot of times they look like a upside down exclamation mark, and so that is a true blaze right there. And this just happens to be the tree that the sign's on. And from here I see one on this tree and possibly one on this tree. So they usually do them pretty close together so you can see them. They're not always this close. Right there. Probably one here. And then let's go look at this other one. And then I'll move on to other topics probably. And most likely, yep. So that's typically how the old blazes are working. So I'm gonna cruise down this. This ditch goes for a ways. I'll just follow it till I have to turn around, I guess. Just let you know if I find anything. Okay. So here is what looks to me like a bear marking his territory. So from what I know, bears will stand on their hind legs, reach as high as they can. They'll turn their head sideways and bite the bark, just like this, and that will show how big they are. So this is crazy, if that's what this is. I see coming down here, I see claw marks here. I don't see, maybe there's claw marks right there. You see the teeth marks that bit that wood. And there's claw marks here and down lower. So the thing is that I don't understand is I am 6'5". This is Montana. There are grizzlies, could be anywhere around here. But that's 8 feet. The top of that's 8 feet. That is 8 feet to the top, easy. Maybe even a little more. So, if that's a bear, that's a big bear.